The world is drowning in noise. Endless notifications, countless distractions, and a never-ending flood of responsibilities pull you in every direction, leaving you exhausted, yet unaccomplished. You grind through tasks, yet the needle barely moves. You put in the effort, yet the results remain mediocre. But what if there was a way to break free? A way to do less and achieve more? A way to stop wasting time on what doesn't matter and channel all your energy into the few things that actually do? The answer lies in the 80-20 rule. Also known as the Pareto principle, this rule is the secret weapon of the world's most successful people. It states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. That means most of what you do doesn't actually matter. Most of your energy is spent on low-impact activities, and most of your time is wasted on things that don't bring real progress. But once you understand this rule and apply it ruthlessly, everything changes. You stop chasing meaningless tasks. You cut out the noise. You free yourself from the endless cycle of busyness, and you focus only on what truly matters, the 20% that drives everything forward. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a complete mindset shift. It's the difference between spinning your wheels and moving forward at full speed. It's the difference between feeling overwhelmed and feeling in complete control. It's the difference between an average life and an extraordinary one. And once you learn how to master this principle, your results will explode. Your success will multiply, and your entire life will change. But first, you need to understand one brutal truth. Most of what you do is pointless. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their days with tasks. They check off lists. They hustle from morning to night. But at the end of the day, they wonder why they aren't getting anywhere. Because the truth is, busyness is a trap. Most tasks don't actually move the needle. Most work is just an illusion of progress. And most of what you stress over is completely unnecessary. Look around you. 80% of a company's revenue comes from just 20% of its customers. 80% of the world's wealth is controlled by just 20% of the population. 80% of your happiness comes from just 20% of the people in your life. This pattern repeats everywhere, and your life is no exception. Most of your results, your success, your achievements, your breakthroughs come from a small percentage of what you do. The rest, it's just... But the problem is, most people don't realize this. They treat all tasks equally. They work hard on the wrong things. They spread themselves too thin, trying to do everything instead of focusing on the few things that actually matter. And that's why they stay stuck. But when you flip the equation, when you identify the vital few and eliminate the trivial many, everything changes. The first step is to analyze everything you do and find the 20% that drives 80% of your results. Ask yourself, which tasks bring the most progress? Which activities have the biggest impact? Which efforts produce the greatest results? For example, if you're a content creator, you might realize that only a few types of videos get most of your views. If you're an entrepreneur, you might notice that only a handful of customers generate most of your revenue. If you're a student, you might find that certain study methods give you the highest retention. Once you identify the 20%, everything else becomes clear. Now comes the hardest part, cutting out the 80% that doesn't matter. This is where most people fail. They cling to unimportant tasks. They waste time on minor details. They refuse to let go of the distractions. But if you want to be truly effective, you need to be ruthless. Look at everything that consumes your time, but doesn't drive results. Ask yourself, what can I eliminate completely? What can I delegate or automate? What's keeping me busy but not productive? The more you cut, the more you free yourself to focus on what truly moves the needle. Once you've removed the distractions, pour all your energy into the vital few. Instead of spreading yourself thin, double down on the tasks that actually create impact. This is where real power lies. When you focus all your attention on the small percentage of actions that create massive results, your progress accelerates exponentially. Suddenly, you're not just working hard, you're working smart. You're not just putting in hours, you're making them count. And you're not just grinding, you're getting real, meaningful results. Most people fail at the 80-20 rule because they say yes to everything. They take on too many responsibilities. They commit to things that don't align with their goals. And they allow other people's priorities to hijack their time. If you want to master this principle, you must learn to say no. No to pointless meetings. No to unnecessary obligations. No to anything that doesn't align with your top priorities. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something that truly matters. So protect your time, guard your focus, and refuse to be distracted by things that don't move you forward. This principle doesn't just apply to work. It applies to everything. 20% of exercises give you 80% of your results. Focus on compound movements instead of wasting time on isolated exercises. 20% of concepts provide 80% of the understanding. Instead of consuming endless content, identify the key principles and master them. 20% of the people in your life contribute to 80% of your happiness. Spend more time with those who uplift you and distance yourself from those who drain you. When you start applying this principle across every area of your life, the transformation is incredible. Most people live their entire lives stuck in the 80%, wasting time, chasing distractions, and wondering why they're not making progress. But the few who understand and apply the 80-20 rule break free. They achieve more by doing less. They focus only on what truly matters, and they create a life of impact, success, and fulfillment. So stop trying to do everything. Stop chasing busyness and start focusing only on the 20% that truly moves the needle. Because in the end, it's not about how much you do. It's about doing the right things. Now it's your turn. What will you focus on?